Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to tell you a story about a very unexpected day I had in the city last month. It started like a normal morning, nothing special, nothing interesting, but little by little, everything changed, and the day turned into one of the most surprising and memorable days of my life. And I didn't even plan anything. Everything just happened step by step, moment by moment, like a long movie with small scenes that slowly connected to each other. I woke up around 8 in the morning. The weather was a little cloudy, not too cold, not too warm, just the kind of weather where you don't know whether to take a jacket or not. I stood by my window for a moment and watched the street. People were walking their dogs, a man was carrying fresh bread, a woman was hurrying to catch the bus. Everything looked simple, normal, calm. I stretched, took a deep breath, and said to myself, today will probably be an ordinary day. Of course, I was very wrong. I left the house and started walking to the bus stop. The road was a little wet from the rain the night before. The trees looked shiny, and some of the leaves were sticking to the ground. I liked the smell of the morning air. It felt fresh, almost like a new start. When I reached the bus stop, there were only two people. An old man with a newspaper, and a young girl looking at her phone. The bus was late, so I just waited quietly. I didn't check my phone. Instead, I watched the cars passing by and listened to the city sounds. It felt strangely peaceful. When the bus finally arrived, it was more crowded than usual. I stood near the door, holding one of those metal poles, trying not to fall every time the bus stopped too suddenly. The ride took longer than normal because of traffic. But I didn't mind. I actually enjoyed seeing different people, some sleepy, some stressed, some listening to music, some staring outside with empty eyes. I always wonder what their stories are, where they are going, and what they are thinking. I got off in the city center. My plan was simple: buy a notebook, drink a coffee, maybe walk around a little, and then go back home. But when I walked into the first street, I saw something interesting. A small art market that I had never seen before. There were colorful tents, handmade crafts, paintings, jewelry, candles, small wooden toys, and a lot of people walking around. The whole place felt warm and alive. I didn't plan to enter, but my feet took me inside automatically. The first tent had small watercolor paintings of the city, bridges, streets, old buildings. A woman with curly red hair was painting something live. Her hands moved slowly but confidently. I watched her for a minute. She looked up, smiled, and said, "You like the colors?" I nodded. She told me about her work, how she started painting when she was a child, how she used to paint on old newspapers because she didn't have money for real paper. I listened quietly. Her story almost felt like a small movie scene, simple but full of heart. I walked to the next tent, then the next, and I didn't even realize how much time had passed. The smells of food mixed in the air, fresh pastries, roasted coffee, sweet cinnamon. A small band was playing music somewhere. A man was drawing caricatures, and a little boy was laughing so hard because his ears looked huge in the drawing. Every step felt like discovering a new world. After almost an hour, I decided to get a coffee. I found a small cafe with only 3 tables outside. The barista, a young guy with glasses, asked me what I wanted. I chose a cappuccino. While waiting, I looked around. People were chatting, smiling, taking photos, holding shopping bags from the market. It felt like everyone was part of some cheerful moment. Then something unexpected happened. An older woman sitting at the next table accidentally dropped her bag, and all her things fell to the ground. Keys, tissues, coins, a small notebook. I immediately helped her pick them up. She thanked me and invited me to sit with her for a moment. Normally, I would politely say no, but for some reason, that day I felt open to new things, so I sat. We started talking. She told me she was a retired teacher, that she came to the city every Sunday to enjoy the market, drink coffee, and write in her notebook. She said she loved observing people and guessing their stories. Every face tells something, she said. I liked that sentence. She said life becomes more meaningful when you pay attention to small things. Honestly, her words stayed with me for the rest of the day. After the coffee, I continued walking through the city. I saw a street performance. A man was playing violin, and the girl next to him was dancing with a red scarf. The music was soft and emotional. I stood there for 5 minutes, maybe 10, maybe more, I don't know. For a moment, everything around me felt calm, like time slowed down. Then I walked toward the river. The water was moving slowly, reflecting the gray sky. I leaned on the railing and watched the boats. A small boat passed by, and the people inside waved at the pedestrians. I waved back, even though I didn't know them. It felt childish, but nice. I realized at some point that it was already afternoon. I hadn't bought the notebook I came for. I hadn't completed any plan. But I felt strangely happy. My day was not ordinary at all. It became a day of small surprises, warm conversations, beautiful scenes, and unexpected moments. Sometimes the best days are the ones we don't plan. Days that grow naturally, like a story that writes itself. Days when we let life happen instead of trying to control everything. That day taught me something simple but important. If you slow down a little and open your eyes, the world has many surprises waiting for you.